Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Diverse Ed Media, I would like to welcome each one of you today to our very special session on essential tips for effective parenting. Parenting is such a simple word, but certainly not an easy job. Above that, we are talking about effective parenting. I am sure most of the viewers today are parents and must be glued to their seats to attend this session of ours. Before starting the session today, I would like to ask one question. How many of us are confused if we are able to play the role of an effective parent? Do we really know what is right or what is not? Come, let's utilize this opportunity today to hear the views of a renowned parent and student counselor who understands this much better than us and has a huge experience of dealing with the questions that we all have in our mind. So, today we have in our online studio an expert who is going to throw light on tips for effective parenting. Without any further delay, my friends, I would like to welcome and introduce her. Dr. Seena Devar, trainer and parent student counselor. Seena ji is a master in psychology and an NLP practitioner. She has done 1400 plus workshops all over India. She is associated with almost 1200 plus schools and 80,000 plus teachers and also supports thousands of parents and students with respect to their queries and all the issues which they face. Thank you, Seena ji, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Siddharth, for having me on this platform. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I would also like to welcome our special guest, Ms. Swathi Aggarwal. She is the co-founder of Prosper Theories. Prosper Theories is one of the leading assessment and career counseling company dealing with schools, HEIs, corporates, and individuals. Thank you, Swathi ji, for joining us.
My pleasure.
So, Seena ji, thank you once again for joining us. So, the topic for today is essential tips for good parenting. So,
Yes.
I would, we are going through a very unprecedented time at the moment. All over the world, we are facing some very challenging situations. So, before we start the main session, I would want your 1 or 2 minutes of take on the present situation, the global pandemic that we are facing.
I think we are all going through a very tough phase,
Ji.
and if we are positive enough, and if we work together hand in hand, I'm sure we all will get through it all together positively. So we need to cooperate, and we need to adhere to certain rules and regulations, and we shall be out of it very soon.
Ma'am, this session is very, very interesting. And because I am also a parent, so I was very happy when I got the opportunity to host it. There was a time I often feel when we were being raised by our parents, maybe they never needed any parenting tips or a good parenting tips. And probably they were much more aware. And in today's time, we see so many situations where people are looking for parenting tips. They are confused whether they are able to justify being the right type of parenting they are doing to their kids. So, what has changed? Why all of a sudden most of the parents of today's generation are looking for parenting tips? So, since you are dealing with so many parents, I am sure this question must be coming to you very frequently. So, can we have your views on this?
Yes, times have changed, right? And so much of modernization is happening, and we find most of the times that both parents are going to work, and it has become a first reason is we have come into nuclear families. Earlier it was joint families, and that was no reason why parents should go in for such sessions, and there were many members in the house, and the grandparents used to take care of the children, or the parents used to take care. The first reason is nuclear families. The second reason is all parents having just one kid, so the kid does not have siblings to share and to care with each other, so the kids are left all alone. Next, all both the parents going to work. So as the parents are going to work, there's no time that they can spare for their children. And next is the lifestyle has changed completely compared to earlier days. Food style, lifestyle, dressing style, everything has changed compared to earlier days. Next is the gadgets that has come into. Yes, technology, it has all have become tech savvy, and we are spending a lot of time into technology rather than our kids. So these are all the reasons why The parents, and one single child, and the child is so emotional, so sensitive. So it's very important that and parents are confused. They really do not know how to take care or how to manage this one child. So that's the reason why parents need a certain kind of counseling. And I would rather say just not counseling, I would to call it as today's parents need little bit of schooling. Over to you, Siddharth.
Yes. So, ma'am, very interestingly, what you have said, I would want to agree with it by, when you say that we are now nuclear families, and also the very fact that there are so many tech gadgets which are there, and there is a kind of, distance. Or can we also say that in today's time, the knowledge which we earlier were getting from our parents is somehow available on technology platforms and search engines. So somewhere down the line, it has kind of reduced our what you can say, the trust or the dependence on our parents, and made the kids little more independent, and making it difficult for the parents to really do the right kind of parenting or be the right type of parents to the kids. Will it be right to say that?
Yeah, technology is a very important factor here, where all of them are spending time with technology. And if you see nowadays, anywhere you go, earlier days when we used to travel by train, we used to talk to our partners, to our neighbors, what is happening, and the co-passengers in the train. Like, we used to spend such quality time. Today, you go anywhere, each one is sitting with a gadget. Either they are
Mhm.
listening to songs, or else they are on the on WhatsApp, or they are on video chat, but nobody is relating to each other these days. So the same scenario is happening even in families today. So this gadgets, children are depending. It's not that they are depending more on, even the parents are depending more on gadgets, not only the children. So
Right.
that's why there is a space, there is a gap between the between the parent and the child.
Right. So, ma'am, according to you, what are the five most important tips what you would want to share with our viewers today with respect to effective parenting? Because that is going to set the tune for our session. Once we have those tips with us, then we can ask some audience to join us for some questions also.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
Siddha. The first thing that I would like to talk about is positive parenting today. What is positive parenting all about?
Hmm.
So, a very important aspect of today's parenting is positive parenting. Positive parenting is understanding your children, and it is maintaining a strong connectivity and relationship with the child. It's giving some time to your child. So, positive parenting fosters positive relationships. So, it becomes very important factor. And when there is positive relationship happening in the family, there is a transparent relationship. And when there is a transparent relationship, there is sensitivity. So the interaction between the parent and the child is very sensitive, and the child is able to listen to the parent, and he is able to make certain changes as per the parent's requirement in his behavior. So positive parenting is very important factor today. The first point that I'd like to stress importance is give to your children what they need and not what they want. It's too much of access. Children are having too much of everything, abundance of everything today. Even before the child asks for, the parents give it away. If you remember earlier days, like, I still remember my childhood, where to get just one pencil, it was so difficult for us. But today, you see, one we used to have just one dress, only during festivals like Christmas or Easter. But today, children have excess of everything, and that is stopping the children from understanding and valuing things. So they are not able. They have become too materialistic, and it is called as children are in receiving mode. Today's children are not in giving mode. So I request all parents to give to children what truly they need and not too much of everything. So, and children, what happens? What are the implications of giving everything to a child? The child comes into a demanding mode. Nowadays, we hear children speaking like, "Oh, my next birthday, what are you going to give on my next birthday?" Okay, at gadgets, this gadget, next birthday, that gadget. If you want me to behave well, I need this. If you want me to get good marks, I need that. So children are always on demanding mode, and parents are not able to say no to their children. So my dear parents, the first point I would like to stress upon is learn to say no and give to them what they truly need. Too much of everything causes lot of problem, and children later on in life they feel that whatever they need they have to get it. That's my first point. The second point of today is spend more time, quality time with your children. Children do not need your presence, they need your presence. That means you have to spend quality time with your children at home. And what does this quality time mean? Quality time is spending quality time together, the husband, father, mother, and children, sitting together at least for 1 hour and having a conversation with each other. And and it has to be gadget free time. No gadgets during that time. Listen to your children. Build a connectivity with your children. And do not ask them questions like, what did you study today? What is the marks that you scored? It shouldn't be about books. It shouldn't be about academics and marks. It should be something like you can ask them different questions. You can ask them questions like, how was your day? What are the things that made you happy? Is there any incident where you were not quite happy about? Something hurt you today? Are you okay? Are you feeling better? Is there anything that you want to speak to your mother? So these are the things that you can discuss about during quality time. And it builds connectivity. Today's children are like, and we all say, yes, we are communicating with each other. I do ask the parents, do you communicate? Yes. We are not communicating. We are giving instructions to each other at home. Husband tells his wife, hey, this is what you need to prepare for lunch. Wife will ask, what do you want, my dear children? This is what I want. I need this for lunch. I need that for dinner. Where are you going? What time will you come? They think that this is communication. This isn't communication. This is giving instructions to each other. So we need to come out of this instruction mode and get into a mode of communication in the family. I would like to surely just bring about this little bit of incident in front of you. Recently, Rishi Kapoor, we all know that we lost a great actor, Rishi Kapoor. In his note, his son, Ranveer Singh's forward note, he has clearly mentioned one thing, that with my dad was a great dad indeed. And he was a very good father to Ridhima and to him. But what truly Ranveer missed, and he has mentioned in that note, that they couldn't be good friends throughout their life. And they did not have a relationship where Ranveer could call up Rishi Kapoor and ask, how are you doing today? Is everything fine? They never messaged each other. They never called each other. And he said, it was very pathetic. It was really very sensitive thing that he mentioned, that when I get married and have my kids, I would not just like to be a good father. I like to be a good friend to my children. So my dear parents, it's my kind request that you please maintain communication in the family and connect strong bonding with the children at home. Because children nowadays, the suicidal rate amongst our kids is nearly per year, it's around 1,900 children commit suicide. Why is that? Who is responsible for this? Parents, teachers, society? Does the child not have any one elder person to go and talk to, or to communicate, or to confide in someone? So my dear parents, please spend quality time with your children. It's very, very important for all of us. The third point that I would like to say, children are not used to lectures. Children never listen to you. Children observe you. So it's very important for us to model excellence. When we say excellence, it's like, modeling good values, good behavior. Children do not learn through lectures. You cannot make them sit and lecture. You should do this, you should do that, and this and that, and so on. You need to model it out. Now, if each one of you who are listening to us, the viewers out there, just think of one or two good values you have in you. From where did you inculcate those good values? I'm sure it is through your parents. You have imbibed it, you have inculcated that from your parents. Now, if I have to say about me and my parents, I have two good values, that I'm very hardworking, all my siblings, we put in a lot of effort. And the next good reason, if you ask me, is like I'm excellent in generosity. When it comes, I modeled generosity from my mother. So these are the things that we need to model out to our children. Generosity is there in my blood, I would say. Be it generosity or be it understanding others. So my dear parents, model excellence. Do not lecture excellence to your children. Model it out, good values, because today's generation is missing out on values and good behavior. After a few days, values will be out of our dictionaries, I believe. So my dear parents, model excellence, and you are the hero to your child. You have to be the hero. You have to be the champion, that your children look up to you and say, I wish to be like my mom. I wish to be like my dad. This is what I inherited from my mom, or this is what I inherited from my father. This will add so much of value to it. So the next point here, I'm sure I'm on the right track, if I have to say, is of course technology. Technology is called the devil of the day, or it is a necessity of the day. Now everyone is confused about it, because nowadays we say earlier we used to say do not use technologies, but today we impose on technology, and today all of us are online conducting classrooms. So technology has become an important aspect of our lives. So technology is already a part of our life. This cannot be taken away from us. So technology is here to stay. So how do we handle this with our children? How do we manage the time, and how do you tell them how they have to use it? First point that parents have to take care is to see that you do not give too much of gadgets to your children. Third standard and fourth standard children on gadget the entire day. The implications can be very, very bad. Using too much of gadgets, first of all, they lack communication skill. The implication of technology, point two, they'll be in isolation. It will lower their self-esteem. They'll be very poor listeners. They will not listen to you. And next one is very bad eye contact. You call out to the children today. You ask them something. You see the children are on gadgets all the time. And you say, oh, I'm listening. They do not even give you the eye contact. They do not even look at you or respond to you. They say, yes, listening, I'm listening. Tell me, what is that? But the eyes are totally focused on the gadget. So my dear parents, we need to give specific time to our children, gadget time. Like you can use it for 1 hour in a day, or you can use it for 2 hours in a day, and under the supervision of parents. Do not allow the child to go into a room, close doors, and use of gadgets. Children using gadgets and closed doors is very harmful. It can lead to severe consequences. We do not know what they are using, what they are watching. Everything is on the tip of your fingers today, one click away. And children are full of curiosity. They want to know too many things. So keep gadgets, like give them a particular timing. Yes, they need to do some schoolwork. So give your phone till 10th standard. Please do not give them any gadgets. There's no need for the child to have their individual gadgets till class 10. Even this causes mental stress to the children. And the concentration also becomes very poor. So I request all the parents to set certain timings, set certain limitation, and share the screen time with your children. Get involved in the screen time. What do I mean by get involved in the screen time? That means the parent can play a game with the child sitting along with him, next to him. You're playing PUBG game, yeah, you can sit next to your child and you can play. You are watching something else, sit next to your child and you can watch it. So when you say no to it, then it becomes bit little, it becomes difficult. But when you're sitting next to them, that's called as overall superior vision that you have, eagle's vision that you have over your kids. So technology has to be away from children. And next thing is resilience. Point 5. Do not prepare your children for job. Prepare your children for life. Children prepare, make them little bit tough. Today's children are so delicate and so very sensitive. It's very important that parents see that you prepare children for tough times, for the challenges that is to come. See, now we are facing this pandemic. It's a very big challenge. So, my dear parents, I request you to not to make your children delicate and give them everything, and please make them independent. Let them know what effort is all about. Here, and bring discipline into your families too. Discipline is very, very important. Now, here I would like to quote just a small story here about. I'm sure we all know about the giraffe. Giraffe gives birth to the calf. When the giraffe gives birth to the calf falls with a big thud to the ground. The giraffe immediately gives the calf a kick. And then the calf just stands up. Just is like, shows some kind of movement. Then the mother giraffe gives the calf another kick. That is the time the calf stumbles and tries to stand on his feet, tender feet. Third kick by the mother giraffe. What mother giraffe gives a third kick, and the third kick, the calf moves, takes 2-3 steps forward. Why do you think? Do you think the mother giraffe does not love the calf? It loves the calf to the core. What is it doing? It is preparing the calf it is protecting the calf from all the predators. It is preparing it for the future. So that when any predators come, the calf is able to run on its own. This is what we all parents need to do. Prepare our children for the tough times. Let them understand the value of money. Let them understand the value of things today. Let them understand the value of resources. Do not give them everything easy access. So these are my points which I would like to stress upon. And these are the 5 things that we all need to take care of today, Siddharth. I hope I was...
Yes, yes. In fact, they were very, very important and very interesting, because when you were speaking out each of the points, like giving what they need and not what they want, spending quality time with the children, then talking about being their role model and project excellence and being their model of excellence, getting into a situation where the technology is used responsibly and not extensively, and also, preparing your children for life and not just, give them such a comfortable situation that they are not able to face any situation ever. I think if parents like us, they are able to look at these 5 points very effectively, we certainly be better parents to our kids. We are receiving a lot of questions from the audience, but before I take those questions, I will take Swathi ji into the studio and ask her to ask questions from you. Swathi ji?
Yeah, nice to hear about all the tips that you had given on parenting. Especially, I could very well relate to one of your points wherein you had told that if you don't stop your child from using the gadgets, they lose the eye contact. I think for the past over a month since our kids are home, they are into gadgets, and we are also let them vacations, being summer vacation, and it actually happened. And then I had to draw a line somewhere, the gadgets have to be under control. So we actually related to the point that you said and threw light on it. So it was great. We have an audience. Mr. Tushar Kekani has asked a question. He's like, he's having. It's a pleasure to hear you over and over again. He's expressing his pleasure. And then just give that one strong tip on how to make students turn these new gadgets into real learning tools, is his question, ma'am.
Yeah. Now when it comes to learning, yes, so you can fix, as I told you, that we can fix up certain timing for children. And nowadays there are so many websites, and there are so many learning materials on the net that you see. So I'm sure children can go into those websites, and but under the supervision, the parents have to be there. So it's very important, so they can use those tools, the websites, they can use it, they can use the link that nowadays teachers are forwarding to the students, and they can use that. And I'm sure they can manage, and under the supervision of their parent, they can manage. Certain timing can be given every day of 1 hour of timing for the children to use this study tools from the net.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, we have received one question from Miss Pushpanjali. She's asking, how is my child doing emotionally? How can I know that? So, is there a method or any technique?
It is one-to-one conversation with your child.
Okay.
Yes, and you need to sit and spend a lot of quality time with your child, and just on the beach, sit on a sofa, sit somewhere, and don't force the child. Just let the child come in whenever he or she. Just tell the child, whenever you are comfortable, please do come and talk to me. So when the child is coming and sitting with you, just ask the children, how do they feel? What's wrong with them? Is everything fine? Is emotionally they are okay? Even their behaviors, please note their behaviors. Okay, so if when all the time, most of the teenagers, if you see, they'll keep closing the doors. Always the doors are closed, and they are sitting in isolation in their room. That parent should supervise that and should understand that something is not okay. The child will walk in from the class or school. He'll just say hi, hello, okay. He'll just get into his bedroom. He doesn't want to play with his friends. Maybe if there is some kind of emotional stress, the child doesn't want to make friends with others. He is not social. He's in isolation. He is like, he doesn't eat properly. All the time he's in a dark room. Okay, like, most of the time his room is dark, like curtains put up, dim light, and he's inside. So that all these things, and he's not, he doesn't eat properly, doesn't come to the table for his lunch, for his breakfast, or for his dinner, or for his meal. So these are the signals that which the parents need to know down and understand that something isn't okay with the child. So that means the child emotionally, something is wrong with the child, and then the child has to address it. Maybe if the child is not okay with the mom, the child should parents should see that the child is comfortable with someone. Each and every child today should find a mentor for himself.
Right.
Mentor doesn't mean it is only a mother or a father. Mentor can be your uncle, your aunt, your teacher, or principal, anyone else. So please,
Right.
parents, if you are not comfortable talking to your child, please make the child talk to your mentor. So that will be, these are the signs that you need to take care of.
Ma'am, one more
I
question.
had a small.
Sorry. You want to ask something, Swati ji, or should I take one audience question?
You take an audience question and then I'll continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have received one more question from Mr. Manish Havra, and it is very relevant to the present time. At this lockdown, children are stressed too. How parents can handle this situation with children?
Yeah. So I think so. The next where this thing I'll be speaking about is during the pandemics, how the parents have to take care. All of us are stressed. I request the parents, first of all, point number one, do not keep watching the news 24 bar 7. Keep the TV, do not, that means the corona is in your house 24 bar 7. Yes, switch off your TVs. Let watch movie or something. First morning, if you're really interested in watching the news, want to know, morning one news is enough, and night one news. That means the corona is not in your house. Your corona is out of your house. Second, talk to the children, be positive, and talk to them about the COVID. Do not try to dose the questions, like toss the questions and say no, it's not necessary. Talk to them and ask them, how do you feel? What's your feeling about it? You are stressed? You said this is what is happening all over the world. Okay, talk to them about the positives that's happening. Positives, lot of positive things happening during the COVID-19. Are we talking to our children about the positive things? stress, that means to plan out the day, structure the day for the child, and give him the timetable. So morning you'll do this, get up late, take it easy. Next step after that, you give the child some kind of free play. Free play is something where the parent is not interfering in the child's game. Okay, some kind of, any kind of, earlier days we played so many different kinds of games indoors. So try to find out what are the indoor games and let the child play some indoor games at home. That will be very good for the child. Talk positive. Be, parents should be positive first. Talk about the positive that's happening and highlight great things that's happening, and also let them understand the blessings they have. Ask them to count their blessings. Yes, there are
This is
so many.
something very important.
Yes, so many people without food, so many people walking down, so many things are happening, but you are having a place to stay, you are having food to eat, and still we are all stressed. So we ask with children, you need to sit, you need to talk, you ask them feelings. Some children might be like very much concerned about their grandparents staying somewhere or something. Just try to find out, talk to them, try to find out, and plan your day, sketch your day. I'm sure it will work out wonders.
Certainly. Okay. Swathi ji, your question, please.
Yes, ma'am, there's a difficulty in knowing among kids when we have two kids, that too, when they always say, Mama, you're on that person's side or on this person's side. I really do not know if it's genuine or they are trying to play with my emotions. I really cannot understand. How do we really, understand whether it is a genuine problem or they are trying to just get.
No, this tends to happen. You need to do a balance act here. Balance act is very important, and even you need to sketch out some time here and there for, if you are spending some time. This is a sibling rivalry, you say, and if the children are very small, jealousy, all this sibling rivalry, jealousy, all this is the part of growing up, siblings growing up together. So this will tend to happen even if you give equal time, even if you balance. All these issues will surely crop up. So you need to address it by talking to each other and say, see, I spent so much time with her, and this is her necessity. Now she's going through certain phase, she's going through certain kinds of issues. I need to sit with her a little bit more of time. Is it okay with you? Why don't you sit together? And like three of you, now you sit with your two kids and just try to explain that she is having a lot of problems, she's having some issues, she needs a lot of help from mom. So can I spend more time with her? Okay. So what is that? Ask the other, what is that you feel that I'm giving her more time and I am? It's always nice that we have a transparent kind of talk with our children. We sit together and discuss it and have a discussion.
In fact, in our house, it happens till date. I often walk up to my mom and tell her that you love your daughter more than me. So I would say, it is also attention-seeking method that kids have been adopting. And till date, she is like, your sister says that I love you more, and you say that I love her more. So I am in a fix how to convince. So it's better both of you decide I love who more.
This is always there, I think, so
they are actually having different agendas, like how Siddharth ji said that it was attention seeking from his side. I think with other children it's also manipulation to get something out of the mom. So it's like, you gave him that and you gave him that, and I was like, I gave both of you all. So it's, I don't know, sometimes I really feel I'm not being able to.
Yeah, Swathi, I don't think so. You need to feel guilty about it. This is the part and parcel of growing up, the siblings growing up together, and they will enjoy later on. You just don't interfere in that part. Okay. And when they grow up, now we are 5 siblings, and now we remember the fights we had, the rivalry we had, the jealousiness we had, and we keep talking and we enjoy it today. This is a part and parcel of their life. These are the memories. That these are the happy things that they'll share it later on in their life. So let it happen. This is a healthy, healthy kind of competition between the kids. So let it happen. It will be a part. You don't feel guilty about it. You just leave them.
Ma'am, I'll bring one question from the audience. There's a question from Jay Lakshmi ji. In the current scenario where both parents are working and have time only for one child, how do they teach the child to care for and empathize with others?
Yes. Now it's very important that we have maintain family time. Family means, we think, when we say family, we think only of mother, father, and child. We forget about our cousins. Cousins also are a part and parcel of our family. So you can have a get together, family get together, where all cousins meet. So when all cousins meet, how frequently we are meeting, that's very important. At least once a month, make it a point to see that all cousins meet up from both parental and parent side, my father's side, and from mother's side. All cousins meet up and they have a lot of fun, and they play with each other, they care for each other. And also, when invite their friends, invite your kids, a friend's home, and just arrange a small party or a get together, and, like, where they care and share. It's very pathetic, I would like to say, share with you, Swathi, that nowadays parents, like, when they prepare the dabba for their child, what do they tell the child? I have just given you two, whatever, two apples or one apple or few nuts. See that you eat it. Do not share it with others there. All the time you are giving it to others and you are not eating it. It's only for you. You eat it. So what is the message that you are conveying to the child? Does it happen or not, Swathi? Does it happen at
It
times?
does happen. With
Does
lanky kids like mine, it does happen, ma'am.
It does happen, yeah. All the time you're giving to, do not share with others. This is only for you. So where does a child learn caring and sharing? So we are having stored so many toys in our house. Children have excess of toys. Are we giving away the toys to someone? Are we sharing it in an orphanage, or are we sharing it with someone, our neighbors, or not well-to-do children? We are stacking the toys, keeping it as trophies. I don't know, keeping it as trophies for what? It's high time, when the child has used it, and ask the child to share it with others in good condition. When it is good condition, you go to an orphanage, go and give. The child learns caring, the child learns sharing. And now it's the right time to connect with your family members all over. Swathi had given a small exercise in one of the parenting session. Now, whenever there's a parenting session, I give them a small activity. In that activity, I tell them, dear parents, before you come for the session, please get information about your names of your three generations. Yeah, father's side, paternal side, and maternal side, both. Three generation names you should know. And before they come, it is like they come next day, say, Seena ma'am, we just had a great time to find out the three generations. They had to call up so many relatives. And everyone was shocked. How come you called me up today? All of a sudden, or here you are. And this is a homework that we have got. Okay, so it's very important. Connect. If you are having a single child, then please connect with all the cousins, all your families, your neighborhood. Involve the orphan children. Visit the orphanage and your school. When you send snacks, please send snacks so the child is able to share with others, and do not leave a different kind of message with the child. I hope
think
I
that
have
was very
answered
well
it.
said. Yeah. So, Swathi ji, you want to ask a question from ma'am?
Just one last question. I know we are running out of time still.
Okay.
We just wanted to know how much to push a child towards the goal. They have certain goals, but they get deviated time and again. So then, being teenagers, we also get apprehensive. How much do we push them? But then, when we see them not achieving the goal, also we get very apprehensive about the situation. So, how do we create a balance between that?
Yeah. Swathi, I'm a little bit, I don't know, parents might not like what I'm saying right now. I'm a little bit against pushing your children towards there. It's nothing called a goal. Each and every child has got his own identity. They have their own individuality. And I'm sure each and every child will achieve on his own. Too much of motivation, too much of pushing the child isn't going to help, but it's going to create mental stress on the child. So not too much of a push, but yes, you can ask the child to what does he want. You can just streamline certain things for the child. Now, I just wish to give you one example of my very own daughter, what I have done with her. Like, till today, she's doing her journalism in Bangalore, but till date, we are not sure of what she is going to do. So what we have done, I have taken three streams for her: English, psychology, journalism. Now, in whatever she excels, still today we are not, whatever she excels, we decided whatever you excel at, we will take up that topic and we'll do it. I thought journalism, but it was very different. And she turned up to take up psychology, and she's doing extremely good at psychology. Now I should find streamlines for psychology. Now psychology is understood. She's doing good in psychology. So now what do? I will streamline, find out streams there, and I am giving her a guideline. I'm telling her this can be done, this can be done, this is what. There are so many options to it. Remember, when it comes to, I'm a little bit of, do not push your children, too much of goal oriented. Goal. You can do it, you will do it, you have to reach it. Teach children, do not talk to children only about success, talk to children even about their failures. Prepare your children for failures too. We are always talking about success, that gets into their head. And once they find failure, they are going and committing suicides. Tell them failure is a part and parcel of our lives. So not too much of success, but guide them, be with them, and just keep going along with them. And motivation is, of course, fine. I think you can do this. I can see what is motivation here. Oh, I can see that something is, I can see a spark in you. You are doing good in this field. I'm sure. Now, what can we do in this field? So this is guiding. This is being with your child. This is not pushing. Yes. I hope I've answered your question, Swathi.
I think it was a very good answer what you have given, and it speaks a lot about the experience that you have with handling so many students around. I have got two very interesting questions from the audience, and I don't feel like skipping them. So first, I'm taking. I would like to take these two questions. Let children live as they like. We can guide them if needed. We should evolve as the time passes. What is your opinion about that?
Yes, that's well said, Dhanusha. That's my last point, actually, which I wanted to convey a message at the end. I'd like to share that message with you now. What I wish to tell all the parents is there's nothing called as perfect parenting. We all keep evolving. We all keep growing. We have to grow along with your children. Be the real parent, not the fake parent. We parents have to grow. Children are growing. You to grow as a parent. Yes. And now it is nearly 18 years I'm a parent, but till today I'm not the best parent. I still make mistakes. Yes, I still keep thinking. I keep analyzing. Am I right? Am I wrong? I apologize. I say sorry. I feel it was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. So as Dhanusha put it very well, keep growing and keep evolving with your child. But just stay with your children, but stay with them.
Ma'am, one more question from the audience. This is a very interesting one. Lata Naidu ji has asked this question. How can I sensitize and build healthy relationship with a teenager who stays in a hostel?
Oh, that's something really very, I should say, difficult question. Yeah, it's in hostel. Staying, of course, when in hostel, at least only the thing left is a telephonic conversation that you can build up with your child. Before you put your child into a hostel, explain to the child what's the necessity of putting the child into a hostel. Why are you putting the child into a hostel? What's the necessity? When the child understands the necessity, I'm sure you can't give so much of importance to the child when he is in the hostel. But whenever he is down, yes. So this is all experience that I'm sharing with you because my daughter too stayed in a hostel for a long time. So explain the necessity that I was on travel. I say I'm on travel, I'm building my career, this is happening. So it's very important that you stay in the hostel. And what can you do? And the day scholars nowadays, they have weekly boarders, they have monthly boarders. So when the child comes home, like every day you can call. When the child is in hostel, you can call up every day and please say, I love you, I am with you. Is there anything that you wish to talk to me? Don't only keep saying, you have snacks there in the hostel, everything is there, खाने के लिए सब कुछ है, खाना पीना ही सब कुछ नहीं होता, toothbrush है, paste है, only यही सब कुछ नहीं होता. Besides that, there's something called as feelings and emotions. How are you feeling today? Is it okay? Are your friends treating you well? Yes. Is there you want to talk something to mom on telephonic conversation? And when the child comes home, please keep your gadget away. It is You and your son or your daughter. That's it. Give him the best of food, sit and talk. Don't be always in the kitchen. Your son has come and the mothers are always, the son has come from hostel, mothers are always in the kitchen cooking the best food. I mean to say, do it fast and come back, sit with your child, go for a movie, take him out, talk to him, have a great blast. I'm talking all these things with my experience. Whenever used to meet together, me and my daughter, we used to go out and have a great time. So that's what I request the parent. That's how you build an emotional bonding with your child.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I think we are very close to the end of the session.
Yeah.
Would you want to ask any questions, Swathi, or your questions are almost answered?
Yeah, they answer.
Okay. Ma'am, one
Yeah.
more question. I think this is also important. So, I cannot resist myself in asking. It says that apart from studies, we should also encourage them in other activities.
Yes, absolutely. That's what it is. I need a lot of time. You are giving me a large, very short time. I'm trying to put in too many things. Like, you have to prepare children for skills today. Or 21st century, when we are talking, it's all about skills. It's all about giving your children exposure. Please, I request whoever the parents are, please come out of that centum syndromes. Centum syndromes, mark syndromes. You need to focus on activities for the child, for the well-being of the child, and for the overall health of the child. You need to focus on activities, and skills play a vital role in the life of the child. So please, when only activities can give a lot of life skills to students, so give them a lot of exposure to. So when you give children a lot of exposure, involve them in activities, co-curricular activities, the child will broaden its outlook and its horizon. Yes,
Mhm.
and the child will become, like, social, and he will know how to maintain interpersonal skills, social skills, and what you can say, problem solving skills, decision making skill. All these things comes only when the child is involved in activities and other co-curricular activities. And that was a very good question.
I think
Yes.
very very well answered also. And ma'am, before we close the session, I will just want to highlight few of the comments that we have received. Very important topic, very interesting. Then we have received, when you have answered somebody's question, so they have got this thing uh, saying very true. All these, inputs and all these acknowledgements are for the efforts and the knowledge that you have shared here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a wonderful live session about parenting, and thank you for answering the questions. And so very, I think it has been a very interesting and a knowledgeable session. And
Yeah.
on behalf of our audience and on behalf of Diversity Media, I would like to thank you today officially and personally for joining us, and also Swati ji for joining us as a special guest.
Siddharth, do you have time for one question? One,
100%.
yeah, just 1 second. One important message I would like to
Yeah,
share, because I
certainly.
want to tell all the parents out there that lockdown might get over, the pandemics is not, isn't. It will take time for the pandemics to get over. Please do take care of your children, and do not push your children to summer classes. One of the parent was asking me, when will the summer class begin? Do not push your children to summer classes, and do not rush, and do not push in too many things regard to academics. Please take care of your child's mental health more than academics. Yes, and do not wait for schools to reopen. Let schools take their own time to reopen. August is the time. Until then, please have patience. Please take care of your children, and believe in their mental health more than academics. That's my message. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, Swati ji. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.